I'm on your side, you know.
Against who?
Well, no one really, but I can tell things aren't right with Diane.
Me and Diane are just fine. You've got nothing to worry about.
All right. What's this?
2 for the price of 1.
Kettle's on.
Why don't you come and help us out with the goats? Or are you too poorly?
She's got a training day.
Oh, yeah?
No one believes a word I say.
Well, I believe you wanted to come up here and help me. Where do you need me?
Top field.
Right, bring some tea out, Victoria.
Diane seems a lot more relaxed since she got back.
She had some sort of midlife crisis.
Like what? Buying a motorbike?
Not quite.
What then?
I was just... Oh, I don't know. She's back now. Her choice. I didn't make her.
Well, you don't look too pleased.
Yeah, well, you know, the reunion is one thing. It's the next bit that's the hard work. Look, if Victoria starts with you, make sure she knows we're okay and not to worry. She's only a kid. She seems to think she's my counsellor.
Well, she's certainly no caterer. Have you seen the doorstops on these?
At least she tried.
Will you be all right, you and Dan?
Yeah. I hope so.
Pearl? Pearl, you must keep your headset on at all times. I'm losing track of you.
Well, I'm only ever 5 feet away. You could try shouting.
Thank the Lord I was beginning to... Whoa, whoa. Be prepared to be amazed. Oh! It's cheese. I ordered smoked salmon.
The salmon's off.
But all that matters is that I've provided an alternative. And I shall notice, I actually think that makes us heroes. All right, put it in the kitchen. Round the back.
Charming.
Is that my wife?
Go get ready. Your suit's hanging on the bedroom door.
I'm gone. Come on, Ella. You don't ever regret marrying me, do you?
Never. But if you turn up for this wedding stinking of monkey fish, I will.
Okay. Kelly will kill you if she sees you here.
Carl forgot the rings. He forget his own head today, I swear it.
Jimmy!
Phone call, please.
Well, what is it? Is it Kelly? Is she
You
okay?
need to look at this.
Is this some sort of joke?
Hey, they're paying good money for strippers in Otten. Planning on changing your job?
Well, you might be if you're not careful. No, I didn't notice it. Sarah must have done it while she was painting.
Don't tell me you've actually been looking after your daughter.
I was pushed into it. Nothing's changed, right?
Okay. Keep your hair on.
Yeah, well, I don't like people interfering in my life.
That well suits me. I don't think I could cope if you found out you finally had a heart.
My car's going to need a respray where Kelly keyed it, and we've got a couple of valets booked in.
Right, fine, but I'll need a couple of hours out, though. My dad's appeal's coming through, and if it all goes well, they'll be letting him out tomorrow.
So?
Well, some of us care about family. I want to arrange to meet up with him if he gets out.
Right, take as long as you need.
Ah, thanks.
I'll dock it out your wages. I've got a list of pedigree billies locally.
We'll get ringing round then.
There's just so many to choose from. Butch Sundance sounds nice.
It's not a dating agency. They don't have to fall in love. All you need is a billy that'll do the job and doesn't cost that much.
You make it sound so clinical.
Welcome to the wonderful world of farming.
Well, are you going to look after Sarah while I'll do some ringing round?
I'd love to, but I'm up to my eyes in it today.
Looks like it's down to us again, Mrs.
I guess I could get a taxi to the prison, if you could lend us some money.
There's no need. I'll drive you.
Oh, thanks. I didn't know how you'd feel about it.
Well, it's worth it just to see a smile back on your face.
Diane called earlier. She'll be working all day. Thought I'd come home and cook lunch.
Well, I'm impressed.
Won't last.
Yeah, it will.
Yeah, and I really appreciate it, but there's no need for you to cook. We can pop over to the Woolly. That way we can eat with Diane.
Why do we always have to do everything to suit her?
Well, I thought it'd be better to eat as a family.
We're still a family then?
Thought she'd done something to upset you.
There was a problem, but it's over. I'd rather we all forgot about it.
Well, I say we at the Woolpack. Vic's cooking will probably give us food poisoning.
Oh, thanks for coming. I'm sorry it's such short notice.
Something wrong?
No, quite the opposite. I've been trying to fix a stud for my herd and I've found someone that can bring a billy round today.
Oh, quite the young farmer now, eh?
Well, I'm trying to make a success of it, but I wasn't sure having Sarah hanging around. Andy reckons it's free sex education for the kids, but I'm scared she'll get trampled on.
Oh, no problem. I enjoy looking after her.
Oh, she had a great time with you yesterday. She even took that necklace you made with her to bed, didn't you?
Oh, I didn't make it.
All right, you did.
Well, we all enjoy mucking in when there's kids around.
Oh, well, she's a lucky girl. You have a good time with Nana and I'll see you later.
Bye.
Thanks.
You'll never guess who works here, Sarah.
Oh, wasn't expecting you.
Well, we were just passing, so we thought we'd drop by and say hello. Oh, I told you I'd help you out with that.
Oh, I can manage.
You know, time was you couldn't even change a spark plug. You've learned a lot this past year.
No, I've had to. My staff have a habit of walking out on me.
Oh, well, maybe if you paid them better, they'd stay.
What do you want, Lisa?
Well, we are going to the play park to have a picnic and we thought you might like to join us.
Oh, I'm really busy.
Well, no harm in taking a dinner break.
Oh, I usually just go home and have a sandwich.
Well, perfect. We'll come with you. Oh, Sarah needs the toilet anyway. Surely you've got time to spare for that, eh?
Yeah, okay. You were a long time.
Oh, I hope you don't mind. Sarah wanted a quick look round, see where you live.
Why would she be interested in that?
Well, she's taken with you. She loved that necklace you made with her yesterday.
Yeah, that was just bits of paper.
It meant more than that to her. She took it to bed with her last night.
Thought you guys at the playground.
Well, we may as well have our picnic with you now we're here.
Please, don't do this to me, Lisa.
Don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. It's not going to work. I was the one that never wanted her.
I never believed that.
Yeah, well, believe what you like, but you're wasting your time. You can't make me care.
I wish you could see I'm just trying to help.
I don't want your help.
Maybe not now, but one day you'll look back.
Yeah, even if you're right. This is my problem, not yours.
Can't we at least talk about it?
Not in front of Sarah. Don't want to upset.
See, you do care.
She's happy. I'm happy. Why can't you just leave things alone?
Because it's not right, and I think you know it isn't.
I think you better go now.
What's the matter? Can't you face the truth?
Just go.
Next time you feel like dropping in, don't bother.
All right, I get the message. Aren't you even going to say goodbye to her?
I'll see you around, kid. Be good.
What the hell's going on?
Nothing.
I don't want you anywhere near her.
Joe asked me to look after Sarah. We were just passing. We thought we'd look in on Debbie.
Well, you shouldn't have. Sarah doesn't even know who she is, and I want it to stay like that. What do I owe you?
Nothing. She's family. I enjoy looking after her.
Well, if you want to keep on doing, you better keep her away from that cow.
Shouldn't have said that to you.
I bet we all know where we stand.
Well, maybe if I have a word...
No, I think you've done enough damage for one day.
Oh, back again.
You said you couldn't talk in front of Sarah. Well, she's gone now, so it seemed a good time to spell out how we feel.
I know exactly how you and Grandad feel. You made that clear enough when I gave her away. You think I'm a spoiled, selfish brat. What can I get you?
Oh, just a coffee, please.
Well, maybe you're right. But I never had the chance to do anything with my life. I didn't want it to start and end with nappies and screaming kids.
We would have helped you through it.
Lisa, it was better to make a clean break. Maybe you and Grandad are happy scrabbling for pennies, but I'd had enough of that. It wasn't what I wanted for Sarah, or me. And you think that I'm selfish, but I've worked hard. I never asked you for anything, and now I run 2 businesses. I've got money in my pocket. But as far as you're concerned, I'm just the same little girl you used to shout at.
You're right, we probably haven't noticed you growing up, but there's 2 sides to that. Yeah, you might have got money in your pocket, you've got security. So now's the time to start thinking about your little girl again.
You still don't get it, do you? The garage is just the start. Mum was running a multi-million-pound business by the time she was 23.
And you're planning to do the same?
Better, if I can.
So all that matters to you is money, expensive things. You don't care about anyone's feelings.
Well, you didn't seem to mind when I lent you the cash for Belle's school fees. You see, when you've got money, people seem to listen.
Funny, you've been cut off from your mother for all these years, and yet you've turned out exactly like her.
Guess it's in the blood.
I hope not. Because your mother only got to play with them millions because she slept with a man, a rich man who she never really loved. Well, I expect you'd say that she had to do it, but she certainly never let her feelings for you hold her back. And that's exactly the same as what you're doing with your daughter.
That's not true. Sarah's got a good home. She's happy.
That's not going to stop her looking for her own mother one day, just like you did with Charity. And then you're going to have to look her straight in the eyes and tell her why you did it.
I know you're trying to help, but I made my choice. I can't go back.
Well, I bet that's how Charity felt in the end, and you've never really forgiven her.
Maybe she did me a favour. And Dad. He told me to try and be happy, and then he flew out of my life forever.
You think no one's ever cared? Well, me and your granddad, we've tried our best. You know, OK, we've made mistakes. We've not been able to give you the things that you might have wanted because we had no money, but we've always loved you. We still do, and that's why I'm here.
I know.
I'm not asking you to turn the clock back or to give up on your dreams, but just keep the door open. And don't be a stranger to her.
You heard Andy. He doesn't want me anywhere near her.
You've never given him any reason to expect anything but trouble. Maybe if you go and talk to him, tell him how you feel.
You're wasting your time with that one. She'll never listen.
Go on it. Do it again. 1, 2, 3. Look, maybe I did overreact a little bit earlier on. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. I'm not looking for a row.
What are you looking for?
It's a small village. We're going to have to face the fact that me and Sarah are going to have to see each other sometimes.
Well, you've got no right to. You gave her up.
Well, maybe I'm just a bit more honest than you are.
Meaning what?
I knew I couldn't give her the love that she needed.
Well, I can.
Yeah, well, I hope so. But you didn't stick by me for too long, just like Katie was the love of your life until Joe turned up. What happens when you get bored of her?
Me and Joe love each other. And more importantly, Joe loves Sarah like she's her own.
Sorry if I'm interrupting anything.
Hey, Sarah, Mummy's here.
How's my girl, eh?
She doesn't need you.
Right. Well, I'm sorry to have bothered you.
Well, I'm glad it's sorted.
I did this. I told him to do one and he did. He thought he had nothing to live for. He didn't care what happened to himself.
He didn't even stop to think. You know what he's like.
Why won't you tell me what happened?
I have. Victoria got upset over Billy and Diane and it just got a bit out of hand.
A bit?
Well, you know what she's like when she goes off on one. It was an accident, OK?
No way, I'm not having it. She's never really taken to Diane. She won't be that upset. Not enough to pour petrol all over the show and set fire to it. Why are you hiding things from me? Did Jack do it? Did he try and burn the house down? Is that it?
Jack had nothing to do with this. Do you hear me? Nothing.
You've always hated Billy. You wouldn't care if he died, would you?
You don't know what I'm feeling. So don't try and tell me what I think, all right?
Should you be out of bed?
Don't you go trying to make him out to be a hero. He wasn't willing to die for us. He just thought he had 9 lives, that's all. He was drunk, full of bravado. The real heroes in this world are the people who go around quietly doing the right thing every single day of their lives.
How's Billy?
He might not make it. I love you, darling. What do you look like, eh?
Andy.
I better go see my dad. Find out what's happening with the police.
Look, maybe you should just keep quiet for now. I mean, if he does die, then maybe the blame will go with him. I mean, think about it, and it's an eye for an eye. After all, he caused all this from way back even. Hmm?
Hey.
Are they all okay? Yeah. Diane's at the hospital with Jack and the kids. David's just called a cab. You could go with him.
Yeah.
Look. See you later. Come on.
Have you no idea what they might have been round about?
No, why would I?
Well, come on then. You can help me get the pub opened, unless you want to go to the hospital with Val and David.
No.
Oh, hi, Grandpa. Oh, no. How's Pearl? She's all right. She's fine. So's Eric.
What else was Pallett doing in Pearl's house anyway? Looking for trouble again.
Well, apparently he dashed in to save her, but he got into difficulties.
Oh, he was rescuing her.
Hey, Jazz. You okay? I'm sorry about yesterday. It must have been a wind-up.
Yeah, I was furious when I found out. But it was that old bag from Cleaned Up.
It's okay. Should thank them, really. I would have missed my chance to report on the fire otherwise.
Good. Well, your journalism's much more important.
Yeah.
Anyway, you are far too clever to be working for a cleaning company. Right. I'll have to go. You must have loads to do. I'll give you a ring from the hospital, yeah?
You brought this on yourself, you know.
Val, listen.
And what about my lucky escape? I was dating that twisted fire starter for months.
He didn't start the fire. Billy saved Jack and Andy's lives.
So it was an accident?
Yes.
Blimey. Are you okay?
Yeah.
I suppose I'd better go and see Billy. Is he horribly disfigured?
He's been like a cancer in this family. I wish I'd cut him out when I had the chance. I'm gonna go to me, Rob. Okay. See you later.
He's right, you know. You'd be better off without him.
Maybe I should have done the right thing years ago, too.
And?
I'm going to tell the police the whole truth this time. Then maybe they'll understand why Victoria did it. I'm not going to stand by and see Victoria punished when it was all my fault.
But it wasn't, though, was it? I mean, you weren't to know her mum was in that barn. You were just a kid.
Just a kid? Those 3 words have been running around my head for years now, and they don't help. She's dead because of me.
No, she's dead because she was making out with a toy boy in her husband's barn.
You don't know what you're talking about. Just stay out of it, all right?
I can't, can I? I'm part of your life. Or at least I thought I was meant to be. Your decree absolute came yesterday. I thought this was our fresh start.
My dad went to prison for me. And now Victoria's facing years in young offenders because of my lies. How can that be a fresh start?
You know, none of this would have even happened if Billy hadn't come back. If anyone was to blame, it's him. And Diane. Well, if he does pull through, you can ask him to say he started this. And he'd want to make it up to you. And then you and Victoria would both be off the hook. And he'd do it, I know he wouldn't.
There's more lies.
Diane would back you all up if Jack made her. And then you could just be nice to him until the trial. And then all you'd have to do is visit him a couple of times, keep him sweet until he didn't appeal. And look, this is our future. All 3 of us.
Will you listen to yourself? No. I've had enough. I can't live with myself as it is. What will I be like if more people suffer because of my cowardice?
Folks are all saying that Billy did it in a drunken rage.
Well, I know there's no love lost between him and Jack, but why? Has Stiles said anything to you?
Look, do you think we can talk about something else, please?
Katie, this arrived for you yesterday. I think Di must have forgotten.
Thanks, Marn. It's magically absolute.
It's all right to be a bit upset, you know. End of an era and all that.
No, I'm fine. Really, I am.
Are you sure you're okay to come home?
Yeah.
Where are we going to go tonight?
You can all come back to the pub, of course.
We're going to stay at Andy's.
What we're going to tell the police, Dad? Please don't make me talk to them, please.
You didn't start it and there were mitigating circumstances.
You have to tell them why you were so upset. About me and Diane. Why things were so bad at home.
We need to tell them the real reason she was in the state. You know, what you found out about me and the barn fire.
No, Andy. I mean, they'll go easy on her, won't they? You can't. You'll go to prison. Jack, tell him.
She's right, son. You can't drag all that out now. Think about what you're saying, what it'd mean.
I'm sorry, Dad, but I've thought about it, and I have to do the right thing.
No way! Can't let you ruin your life like this. After all the years, I've kept that secret. Protected you. Oh, for pity's sake, I've been through hell. I even served time for you. You can't throw all that back at me face now, like it meant nothing.
I know you thought you were doing the right thing back then, Dad. And I'm sure you think you're doing the right thing now, but you're not. Believe me.
You could have stayed away. You can't help yourself, can you? You destroy everything you touch. You had to wreck everything I've worked so hard to rebuild. And now you're going to finish the job by destroying Andy's life too. Why didn't you die in that fire? Nurse! Something's wrong, quick!
I mean, all because you can't live with the guilt. Well, it isn't going to make it go away.
Think about where you are. Think about Sarah, at least.
Is this what your mother would have wanted?
She wanted me to look out for my little sister.
All right. And what about me? And what about the farm and your daughter? Because I'm not going to be here waiting for you, Andy. You know, you'll lose Sarah. They'll take her away. Is this what you want?
Please.
You need to interview me first.
Oh, yeah? And why is that, then?
Andy, don't.
I want to confess to murdering my mother.
Billy will be all right, you know.
Yeah, thanks to Jack.
Thank you.
What's their problem?
Nothing for you to worry about just now. You need an adult to be with you when they're questioning you. They've arranged for a duty solicitor to be there.
I want you with me, Dad.
Oh, I know, love, I know. God knows what he's saying to them through there.
Is anyone going to tell me what's going on with Andy?
Are you ready, Victoria?
I'll sit in with her.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Don't worry, we've got someone from social services to be there with her.
Just tell the truth, love. You'll be all right.
Why now, Andy? The guilt must have eaten away at you. Can you speak up for the tape, please?
Yes. Yes, all right? I set fire to the barn and she burned to death inside it. I'm responsible for her murder, okay? Is that good enough for your tape?
How did you feel when your real father rocked up back in the village? A man who, by your own admission, you hated.
I need to tell you about Victoria. She never meant to start the fire. She was just sick of all the lies like I was. She thought that Jack had killed her mum, so I had to tell her that it was me. You've got to let her go, it's not her fault.
You named your daughter after your mum, Sarah Sugden.
Her mum chose the name.
It must have been devastating for you when your mum went off with that bloke.
Yeah, it was. I felt so sorry for my dad. He was losing everything. He was losing her, the farm. I thought they might take me away as well, so I set fire to the barn. I've told you, so he could claim on the insurance, and then, I don't know, if they didn't have any money problems, then she might come back to us.
Did you really want her to come back? She betrayed you and Jack. You were facing yet another broken home.
Well, of course I did, but I ended up killing her instead, didn't I?
Wouldn't it have been better if she'd just gone away forever?
No. No way.
What time did you get to Tennant's cottage?
I don't know.
How did you feel finding out about Billy and Diane's affair? Maybe you weren't thinking straight. Maybe the years of guilt and secrets and lies clouded your judgment.
What are you saying? That I set fire to Annie's too? Why? Why would I?
To bring Diane to her senses. To show Billy that you weren't going to have your life ruined yet again.
No! What'd you take me for?
Self-confessed arsonist? And a murderer?
How did you feel when Andy told you the truth?
I was shocked and really, really angry. And I felt really bad about all the terrible things I'd said to my dad. But Andy said nothing before. Even when I asked him, he could have told me the truth.
Andy must have felt guilty.
I suppose. I felt I could never get close to him. I thought it was because he was adopted, but now I know why. Andy's always been his favourite.
So your father's always protected him, put him first?
Yeah, he has. Even now, he didn't want him to come clean about it. He'd rather see me get done for it.
Done for what?
The fire at Annie's. But he never even wanted him to get done for the other one. And he should. He should pay for it. I never started it, okay? I don't know what I thought would happen, but I never meant for it to catch fire.
I want you to think very carefully before you answer my next question, Victoria. Did Andy set light to the petrol?
Just answer the question. Were you and Mr. Hopwood having sex?
No, I've told you, we were involved, but we weren't sleeping together.
What was Andrew Sugden's take on all this? He didn't want anything to do with Billy, did he? They'd fought openly in the village and...
They had a spat, but he had nothing to do with the fire. He was trying to talk Victoria down.
But he did set fire to the Emmerdale barn, didn't he?
He was just a child.
A troubled child? Must have been difficult taking him on when he met Jack.
He wasn't troubled.
So you don't think the years of guilt, keeping that secret, affected him in any way?
And he's a good lad. It was all an accident.
Interview terminated at 16:31.
So, you and your father, Billy Hopwood, you had a big row about his affair with Diane Sugden.
I couldn't believe it. It felt like they'd ruined everything. How could it be so stupid? Diane, of all people. I guess he wanted it all. Me, Andy, Diane. It felt like he didn't give a toss about Jack. But she didn't even want him in the end.
And you walked away from him. You were going home.
Seen him in that hospital bed. wired up to a machine, that I realised that it wasn't his fault. She led him on. And he never wanted to work, Jack, but he thought it was over between them.
Andy must have been furious when he found out. He's impulsive too.
Sometimes, but he's calmed down a lot now.
Impulsive enough to start another fire? Kill himself along with Jack and Victoria? Punish them all? Come on, son. You know way more than you're letting on.
What? No, I don't. What are you talking about? What do you mean another fire?
You really didn't know?
No what?
She was satisfied with the answers you gave her then? She believed you?
Well, we managed to calm her down, but she had no intention of lighting it. You know what teenage girls are like. Hysterical over a pop band breaking up.
So what answers did you give her then? About the barn fire?
I've told you that it was a terrible accident.
You'd do anything to protect your children. That's natural. I get that. Are you still protecting them now, Jack?
What? No! I'm telling the truth this time. Victoria had no intention of starting a fire, and Andy did not deliberately kill my wife.
Oh, for the purposes of the tape, DC Jameson has just entered the room. I'm not sure we can believe a word you say, Mr. Sugden. You're a very shrewd man, telling some of the truth some of the time to some of the people. You kept this from your other son, too.
You've told him. Now, Blackmore promised me. He said I could break the news after we'd been questioned.
Who started the fire at Annie's, Jack? It was Andy, wasn't it? Wasn't it?
No! No.
Andrew Sugden, you are charged that on Thursday, 16th November 2000 at Emmerdale Farm, that you did commit an act of arson resulting in the manslaughter of Sarah Sugden, contrary to common law.
All these years you've kept it from me. What else you hiding, eh?
I'm sorry, Daz. He said I could tell you after...
I was standing right here. I asked you could have said. You could have asked for 5 minutes with me, but you didn't, did you?
He wanted more time to talk it all through with you.
Get out my face. This is all your fault, all of it.
No, it's not. It's hers. None of this would have even come out if she hadn't gone off on one.
You should have told us the truth.
Oh, shut up, you stupid cow. You've always wanted to be the centre of attention. Well, now you are, aren't you?
Andy, you're not right in the head. You didn't murder her. What have you gone and told him, you idiot?
I'm sorry, OK? I had to do it, you know I did.
I don't even know who you are. I don't know any of you are anymore.
Daz, please.
Leave me alone.
Victoria Ann Sugden, you are charged that on Tuesday, 16th October 2007 at Tennant's House, Emmerdale, that you did commit an act of threats to commit criminal damage by arson.
You're letting her go now, are you?
Yeah. We won't be long. She'll be bailed to appear at the youth court in a few weeks' time. If it's any consolation, I'm sorry about Daz.
What about Andy?
I'm afraid he's going to have to stay with us, sir.
Well, why can't he get bail?
It's manslaughter, love. And we don't want him doing a runner now, do we?
I'm so sorry. Jack, please.
Just go.
Sarah keeps asking for Andy. What am I supposed to tell her? Did you not mean it? Are you going to stand by him then?
You know, I bet when he first confessed, it must have felt like a relief, like a huge weight lifted off his shoulders, but I know that when that cell door slams shut and when the lights go out, he's going to regret it. He's going to realise what he's lost, and for what?
Don't blame me. I lost my mum. He killed her. Good as he said.
You could have had a tantrum. You could have even laid into him. But no. You had to go mental, didn't you?
That's enough.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very mad world. Mad world. Enlarging your world. Mad world.
Joe? Joe? We've got to leave soon. Come on, Joe. This is hard enough for all of us. Do you think she's still asleep? Right. I don't know what she's doing in there, but we're going to have to go.
I don't want to.
Well, you can't just sit here all day dwelling on things.
I don't feel up to it.
Look, I'm sorry, but I don't think it's right. Leaving you here on your own after what's happened.
What do you think I'm going to do? I just don't want to go.
Well, I wish you'd said earlier. Right, well, I'm going to have to leave Sarah with you.
There's no need.
Are you all right?
Yeah. I'm coming with you. Today's not about me. It's about Andy. Come on, sweetheart.
What happened? I got bail. Trial's in a couple of months.
At least you're out.
Yeah, right.
Well, perhaps someone could put a kettle on.
Billy's woke up. He's all right.
Good.
Is that it? I didn't expect you to go rush around the hospital to see him, but I thought you might say a bit more than that.
Well, I'm glad the man's all right, Daz. We all are. But he's caused us a lot of grief.
He didn't have to drag you out that fire.
The fire wouldn't have happened if he'd kept his mouth shut. Why don't you start telling me how to think about Billy Hotwood?
He's been a damn sight more straight with me than you two ever have. Not to mention saving your lives. Anyway, I just came to say he's all right.
Will you just leave that a second?
Well, I might as well do it now.
My dad said you wouldn't come out of the room this morning. I know it wasn't easy today. I just wanted to say thanks for you being there.
It's okay.
Joe,
Yeah.
you all right?
Yeah, I'm fine. But Sarah won't be unless I get her lunch ready.
I don't know how you could sleep at night knowing you were lying next to a murderer.
Didn't stop you sleeping with Billy.
Anyway, Val, Andy isn't a murderer. He didn't know Sarah and Richie were in the barn. Oh, and of course you'd know, wouldn't you? Party to everyone's secrets. Don't suppose you've heard from him?
Andy? No.
I'm just wondering how they're all getting on up there.
I'm quite relieved to be out of it myself.
You must be concerned about him, though.
Hope you don't bang him up, but other than that... You're worried sick about Jack, aren't you? Well, maybe you should go and see him.
Yeah. Maybe I will.
My dad's worried about Victoria. He wants us to keep an eye on her. What's up?
Nothing.
Joe. Look, we have to talk about this sooner or later. Please don't shut me out.
I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. Listen, if it all gets a bit much, you can go away for a bit.
What?
I'm serious. It's not right, Sarah being here in the middle of all this. You and her could go and stay with Annie in Spain.
Auntie, I'm not going to leave you now. I'm so scared what's going to happen. I just want to spend every last minute I can with you. I'm scared I'm going to lose you.
You're not going to lose me.
I mean, if you go to prison.
Well, even if I do, it won't be forever.
I know.
I'm scared too. I don't want to go to prison. But I'll tell you something. I wish I'd done this years ago. 7 years I've been lugging this guilt. And it may sound weird, but now I've got this feeling that...
Yeah?
Well, if everything gets worse and it all goes bad, that things will still turn all right. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it does. Come here, I love you so much. Turn that down, I've got a headache. Dad, you weren't here to turn it down.
Why have we got to do everything to suit her?
Because it's doing my head in and all.
What's going on?
These two, they've been at each other's throats all day. Dad keeps getting at me.
Do you blame me? You're the one that messed everything up.
No, your dad. You should never have come back to the village.
Hey, that's enough.
Anyway, if you're so keen on your dad, why don't you go with him? You don't belong in his family, you never did.
Well, there's not much left of it, now you've blabbed about Diane.
Just shut up, will you? What's got into you?
Oh, have you not learned anything?
He started it.
I don't care who started it. Do you not think we've got enough trouble without you lot tearing each other apart? The only way we're going to get through this is if we stand together. Now, please, can we at least try?